Daddle-a-dum, 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 dum dum dum. Um, I didn't like it. Just saying it. I'm just saying. This is another review episode. I think it's 6 of series 14 of Doctor Who. It's called Rogue, and it's set in Bath, 1813, which is about 6:15. It's the Bridgerton episode, which I kept going on about all the way through it. Now, I'm not a big fan of period dramas, so I knew I wasn't going to enjoy this. And frankly, I don't think this episode was gay enough. It wasn't gay enough at all. There wasn't enough bumming in the bushes, and there wasn't enough Gallifreyan baby gravy being squirted over upturned faces of Jonathan Groff. Very disappointed with you, Russell. Very disappointed, because we know that's what gay men like doing. But instead, we had some sort of kind of romance between two men, which seems rather queer. Look, I don't care about that. I'm being funny. I'm trying to make you laugh. But I found it all rather tiresome. I found Ruby to be turned into a bit of an idiot this week. For somebody who was really quite smart and with it. She's all Bridget, and it gets a bit. It was just very static again. Very static. Very stuck in the same. We've got a set. We've got Bridgerton, so we're going to just be stuck in a room. That's all we're going to do. And Davis's scripts are very static. Yeah, you'll go to a spaceship for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. And did you notice this time, episode 6, and it was the first time we spent any time in a TARDIS. Got this big set, and you don't use it. We use it very briefly. But yeah, so the Doctor goes to 1813 because they like Bridgerton. Because what gay male doesn't like Bridgerton? And Jonathan Groff is playing Rogue, who's a bounty hunter, and he's gay as well. And that's it. And shape-shifting bird people. That was the story. I mean, there was a lot of stuff. Like I said, I didn't really care for it. I found it incredibly dull. I found it really boring. A lot very talky, not a lot of doing stuff. A lot of it just didn't make sense. Like the ending, spoilers, where Rogue pushes Ruby out of the. A lot of crying. Doesn't get angry. Oh, I'm just going to cry. Cry a bit. Too much crying. Not enough anger. I want to see anger. I want to see anger. I don't want to keep seeing crying all the time. It's very one note. And yeah, basically what you got on the screen was a gay writer's fantasy, and that's fine. If that's fine, but it's not for me because one, I'm not interested in period dramas. I'm certainly not interested in a thing which is all about the gay romance. That is the whole point of the story. Again, what is the point of the story? It's the romance. That's the whole point of it. And I wasn't happy when Tennant was making doe eyes at Billy Piper. I don't really want that in Doctor Who. I know, I'm sorry. I'm a bit old-fashioned like that. I don't really think that the Doctor. He's more like Conor McLeod from Highlander, that he knows he's immortal and he can't love. That's my doctor. He's like, nah, maybe a hand job every so often. Why not? But nothing serious. That's my doctor. But so all the romance stuff, it just gets in the way. Whether it's gay or straight, my brain just goes, I'm not interested. And it's a shame because they could have done so much with the idea. The central idea is that these shapeshifters were basically cosplaying, and they were doing Bridgerton like it was one of those costume things. Like one of those things that you pay to do. I'm sorry, it's late at night. I can't be bothered to think. I feel like my brain has been turned to mush by that story. And that's it. And they're evil, but they're not really evil because, again, they're just, I don't know. So I'm thinking, again, problem is I come in and I think, it could have been so much better if the shape-shifting aliens weren't malevolent. Imagine they really were just cosplayers. Imagine they're like teenagers who are going out into the wide world, into the universe, and they do all this stuff. But they don't have, they have no moral compass because they're teenagers. And you could have had this big lecture at the end. The doctor says, you can't do this. You can't play with people like this. You have this ability to change your face, but you can't use people. You could have done a big speech. You could have done a big, powerful, emotive speech before dispatching them. Maybe you could have called their parents to come and collect them. That would have been funny. We could have had some, humour in there. You could have still worked the gay bounty hunter romance in there as well. But I just thought, aliens shape-shifting, are going to take over the world because. Just because, and there was racist as well because they said we're going to throw out everyone who's not British. It's like, okay, and we're going to invade France. I agree with that. I think going to war with France is a good thing. That's a joke. Again, nowadays you have to explain everything because people are stupid and take everything you say literally. They have no understanding of nuance. It irritated me. It was really irritating, and I wouldn't say it's the worst episode ever, but it wasn't for me, and I don't really care. I didn't really care for it, and it's a shame because after the last few episodes, 73 yards, I thought Dot and Bubble was okay, but again. Some tweaks to the, if you think about it, a lot of it falls apart. This is similar, if you think, he puts him in the scanner, it goes, oh yeah, you're a shapeshifter. Surely the scanner would have said he was a Gallifreyan or a Time Lord or whatever, because when the Doctor threw the psychic paper, it hit the console and active, because that's the plot dictates that, the plot needs that. The universe in which Russell T Davies writes these stories doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. None of it does. Like Rogue pushing Ruby out. I thought that once you were stuck in that thing, you couldn't move and no one could enter. I thought it was like a barrier, you were stuck. But apparently the rules change. So that was it. I think it might have had potential, but I think the messaging and the fact that they kept talking about Bridgerton every 5 minutes, which isn't going to age badly at all, is it? It's not going to age badly at all, because remember, only a few people have ever watched Bridgerton. Again, that's a minority interest program. So Yeah, when Doctor Who gets meta like that, I think it really does age. It really is going to age the episode. When if anybody in 20 years comes back to watch that, they're not. It's going to age. It's going to age it pretty badly. It's like, if they did a thing with imagine they did a story with the Beatles in, right? I mean, that's a band that was around. Oh God, when was it? In the '60s. Yeah, people they're not going to understand it because they've got no frame of reference. So it really would age the story badly, wouldn't it? So yeah, it wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy it. I found it really irritating. It was the worst excesses of Russell T Davies's writing. And yeah, I just found it really irritating. And I like camp. I mean, Flash Gordon's one of my favourite films. I like Gay. Big fan Derek Jarman. I'm a big fan of Derek Jarman, for Christ's sake. His films. Sebastian, that one with the erection in it. I love that film. So it's not that. I just find it so unnecessary, and I do think he's trolling us. I think he does it just to annoy. Now, it's like I'm writing Doctor Who. He's just doing it to annoy. He's doing it to annoy us. Or maybe he's doing it to deliberately destroy the franchise, like that season of Curb Your Enthusiasm where Mel Brooks tries to destroy the producers by hiring Larry David to play the lead. Maybe that's his plan all along. Maybe Russell T Davies thinks, do you know what? I'm sick of Doctor Who. I'm going to destroy it completely. Because even he knows nobody wants to watch this. Because it was just so self-indulgent. So self-indulgent. That was it. Self-indulgent tripe. There you go. Thank you. But tell me why you thought it was stunning and brave in the comment box below. Tell me why I was wrong and why I'm a homophobe or whatever. I can't be, because I said it should be more gay. Just saying. I thought, there should have been some bumming in the bushes. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there, Why not? So yeah. And if you are offended by anything I've said, I am joking. It is a joke, and you are allowed to be offensive in jokes. And if you like bumming in the bushes, good for you. Yeah, more power to your elbow and your wrist and your arse. Are you a power bottom? Yeah, this review's gone very, very strange, because I really don't know what to say about that episode, because it was so weirdly bad. And I knew it was going to be gay. I know that because it was Bridget. I knew where it was going, but I couldn't believe just how bad it was. And it was, like I said, this great romance. Find me. Go on, find me. It's like, what? But it got me thinking, was Rogue meant to be like Captain Jack? Is he meant to be like that kind of character? Maybe that's who he lost. Maybe Rogue travelled with Captain Jack, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, well, really bad. And next week it's the finale, well, 2-part finale, where the great mystery of Ruby Sunday, and it's like, I don't really want to know. But thankfully it's only 8 episodes rather than 12 episodes like we used to have. So we've only got 2 to go, and it's over. Then it's all over, apart from the Christmas special. And then I think again, once we've got that under our belts, we can look back at the season. We can look back on it and try and work out what the hell is going on. But yeah, seems weird to think we're going into the big two-parter so quickly. That's what I can't get the hang of. I mean, I knew, when we had it with the Flux story, there was a reason behind that, because the whole COVID thing, and I think there were budgetary issues and filming issues. But this does feel very weird, especially when you've got the big set for the TARDIS and it's not been used, and there's supposed to be all this money, but it feels even smaller. Go look. This is what I did last week, right? After when was it? It was last year. It was in the middle of the week. I watched a couple of Jodie Whittaker's episodes. I just chose a couple at random, and just go and watch them. I know people don't like them, but just watch how Chibnall, used at the time, and how it felt a lot bigger and a lot more cinematic. These feel even more like television. It feels so small compared to what Chibnall was trying to do. It's really quite bonkers. It's kind of, I think this is it, I was expecting like something a bit bigger, something a bit widescreen, supervision, and it feels really, really boxy. But anyway, so I'm wittering on because I'm tired, and I really have gone. My brain is just. Even the missus went, "What are we watching?" I said, "I don't know. What are we watching? This is so bad. This is so awfully bad." Because it wasn't even camp in a good way. It's camp in a bad way, and like I say. Vent your frustrations in the comment box below. And if you liked it, genuinely, if you liked it, tell me why you liked it. And if you didn't like it, try not to be too right wing, if you can. Yeah, that's it. That was the episode. Rogue, starring Jonathan Groff as the big kind of guest star from Mindhunter, and. Yeah, I didn't even think he was that handsome, to be honest. I thought he was a bit plain as the hunk. I didn't think he was that good looking. Anyway, I've said enough. Oh God. Oh, which one I'm going to use? I'm going to use Whittaker's one, seeing as we mentioned her. Remember, folks, don't forget to. Oh! It's come on already. Look at that! I barely touched it. It's a bit like me little chap. Very sensitive these days. Barely have to touch it before it goes off in your hand. Look at that. Why is it doing that? Remember, which button is it? Be careful where you put your sonic screwdriver. Ta-ta.